Hello, ladies and gents. Romie Reviews here. Oh boy, American Horror Story. Look, when I tell you that show, that dang show. Oh, last week I couldn't do it. This week I'm back because last week was just, that was way. First of all, it felt like a filler. It was necessary, but it felt like a filler that had just too much going on for my taste. So now because I will just laugh through the recap because I just couldn't take it seriously. I said, I can't talk about this. But anyway, this episode, we're back on track and we see that Beavis and Butthead, that's what I'm calling them. Beavis and Butthead are two, drug abusing, narcissistic people who decided they want the world to change in the worst possible way. They want to go and use the cooperative, which we find out are a set list of, actually the cooperative is essentially their clean way of calling it the Illuminati without actually using that word. The issue is that Michael, he has no direction. He has no vision. So that's when Beavis and Butthead, remember, they remade Mead. But this Mead, because I was wondering, okay, is it AI? Like, how is she talking, doing all this stuff? I'm sure part of her is automated, but the other portion is them. They're the ones feeding Mead information to give to Michael, because Michael, like I said, he is lost. He has no idea what to do. He just feels like a kid whose parent told him, you're going to be this, but how am I supposed to do that? And so that's what Beavis and Butthead are for. They tell him, why don't you go to Beavis and Butthead and ask them, for help and for advice? And he actually goes, but I'm jumping far ahead. We see now what happened to the witches. So what happened to the witches, and it was terrible. What happened to the witches are as follows. The witches were a little too, they pissed Michael off a little bit too much. And so with the help of, what's her name? Dina. I'm still shocked. For the cost of a 13 episode talk show, which is nothing. That's 2 weeks. That's not even like that's not even like a decent, sneak peek into what the show can be. For 13 episodes, Dina decided to sell her soul so that she could be, saved, get her talk show and, that version of saved, and be spared from Michael's wrath. Help her break into the house. She breaks into the, sorry about that. I was talking to Team D Live. Anyway, Diana goes and breaks the barrier that would protect the witches in their coven house. Because she went and did that, here's what happens. Michael comes in, he strolls in because now he has the vision. Now he has his right hand woman there, Mead, to go and help him out. So she's shooting. Actually, she was really doing most of the work, if not all the work. They were in there just shooting away, killing each and every witch that they could find. And that's when they kill Zoe, and that's when they kill Queenie. But remember, Michael, thankfully, Cordelia, as well as, I need to stop calling her Balenciaga, but you know what I'm talking about. Mallory and Coco, thankfully, they were upstairs. They were able to escape. Madison wasn't there because this is Madison, so who knows what she was probably doing. What's important is that Cordelia tries to go and resurrect them. She tries to go to the house, astral project to go to the house to try and save them, but she can't. And she's having a meltdown because she's like, my girls. She's like, my girls, my girls. I'm thinking, oh, poor baby. Oh, poor BB. Poor BB. So that's when I realized that, you know what? She's screwed. She is. I mean, what else am I going to say? She is screwed. What is she going to do? That's when they think, all right, because before all of that, they were having Mallory try and resurrect a bird. Remember, Mallory did something even better than that previously, but now it looks like Mallory's abilities, they can't fully manifest. And Cordelia realized that, maybe it's because she's still alive. And she's thinking, maybe if we do the ceremony so that I could be absorbed essentially into Mallory and she can get her full powers. But that's when, that's when it's like, Balenciaga went and told her, here's what you're not going to do. We need you. She's untrained, unexperienced. We need experience right now. We don't just need power. But they still need to make her stronger. So part of the plan is, why don't we go and have her do a different test? Because her powers, it's not that she just bring people back to life. It's something further. She was able to go and bring back a deer, turned it into a doe because it was a baby. So she reversed the flow of time. And I think they were like, no witch has ever been able to successfully do that. If she can do that, she can defeat Michael in the future. So they give her this test. And I think it was the time of, what was it, Anastasia, I believe? They went back to the time period, this woman named Anastasia. I'm sure I know the story. I kind of zoned out. I was a little tired. Judging. Go ahead. I don't care. And her family was in danger. Her family was going to be persecuted and killed. And so she was a witch. She didn't realize it, but she was. She started to do a spell. It was a protection spell, but she was inexperienced, so she didn't have enough power to protect them. She was only able to stop maybe like 1 or 2 or maybe 3 bullets. But after that, that's when things took a turn and her people started to die. And that's why she decided, Mallory was told to go back. Remember to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe and come back and save her. So they put Mallory in this tub. I said, is that a tub of blood? Or did it turn to blood? What type of mess is this? So they send her back. And she successfully goes back. So she is a time traveler at the very least. The problem is she doesn't have the power to stay there. So she's able to use her magic, use the protection spell, but while the protection spell was holding, so she was strong enough to do all of that, but she wasn't strong enough to stay there. And so she ended up coming back. She was screaming. She was like, ah! She was screaming. She was like, send me back. I'm not done yet. But yeah, she is. Because right now, like I said, her powers can't truly manifest as long as Cordelia is there, is one. But the second thing that's really important to know is that her powers can't truly manifest because there's just not enough time. So they need to go and devise a way to give them more time. One of the things that they do is they actually go to the Hawthorne school, maybe going to the guys and working with them, even if she doesn't want to do that. Will go and give them the competitive edge that they need. Unfortunately, the guys are dead. The guys are dead, and I think, what's it called, a pentagram? The guys are dead, and their bodies were arranged, including body parts were created in a circle and in this pentagram. It was crazy. I said, oh my gosh, even Behold was dead. Even John Henry was dead. I don't know what they're going to do. Honestly, I don't know what they're going to do, because actually we do know what they're going to do, but how does Diana get involved? We also see that Sarah Paulson's character, which of course is, come on. Vendible. Miss Vendible, she actually quits. She wants to quit. She wants to leave. She feels undervalued. She feels underutilized. She does have scoliosis, so that's why she carries a cane. But she's worked for them. She's actually helped build the company to where it is. Instead of becoming a partner in this, she's still like the glorified assistant, not even necessarily like a project manager. She's a manager, but that's pretty much it. And so she feels underutilized. She feels taken advantage of, and she wants her just due. Because she wants her just due, she can't have it here. I mean, because they're still doing drugs. They're still out of their mind. So what she does instead is she's about to leave. She actually packs up. But that's when they tell her, hey, you're not going anywhere. You're right. You're not meant to work for us anymore. You're meant to work for the cooperative. So that's how Miss Venable gets the job of controlling an outpost. Because Michael, he went into one of these meetings with the cooperative, and they decided because they all sold their souls, technically he has full control over them and their actions. And he was waving his hands and he was fully manipulating them. So it is real as far as that's concerned. There's this plan where essentially all of the nukes and stuff are going to be launched at the same time, and it'll be such a catastrophe that the world would essentially end, which is what we saw. And we see how they did it. They controlled, it's like everyone who has real power is on this list. I think they were saying like Facebook, all this stuff. But it's, for the show's purposes, it's called the cooperative, even though most people would call it the Illuminati. And I was just a little... So, that's the plan. That's the plan. That's what they're going to do. The only question is, how are they going to do it? How exactly are they going to do it? So we'll see that, because the season finale, it's going to be action packed. I know I skipped through some stuff, but anything that I didn't talk about, I wasn't concerned about. Like, I could have delved more in depth into the dinner table, the table where the witches were eating and all that. I didn't want to do that. But I hope this is a lengthy episode we get as a finale, because it said finale. So it said finale. They didn't make it seem like it was one of those finales where, okay, there's going to be a part 2. But it can be. They can go and con us and say, oh, well, guess what? Apocalypse part 2. So yes, this series is done. But that's it. I enjoyed this episode. I love seeing the witches. Of course, it hurt me to see Queenie. And, oh, one more thing. When Madison remembered to say, oh yeah, Michael had this ability where it seemed like he could actually erase people's souls. And Cordelia slapped her. That was one of the funniest things I've seen on this show. And then y'all thought, why'd you tell me? Oh, that was good. But yes, that was it. So please like, comment, subscribe. Come back for the season finale. I do apologize for not doing the last recap, but that was just too much. What was I going to say? Like, me, personally, what was I going to say? Watch my other reviews as well.